As that moves off to the northeast, the radar is picking up on some denser things falling from the storm. So certainly small hail a possibility with this as well. But of course, our greater concern will be the circulation and the possibility for a tornado. This tornado warning continues until 7:30. Here you go. It doesn't take a meteorologist to pick out this circulation. It's right over 268 in between Roaring River and Rhonda right now. Moving off to the north and east toward White Plains Road, up 268 toward Benham, Elkin, Jonesville, those areas, Lomax. You need to be in your tornado safe place. Again, quick reminder of what that is. It's the lowest, most interior room of a site-built structure. If you have a home, that'll do just fine. We see a new scan coming in. That rotation continues. But again, lowest floor, most interior room, away from windows. An interior closet's a good one. Interior bathroom is good as well, and away from windows. It might be a little bit scary to think about, but bring a helmet, a bicycle helmet. Maybe bring some pillows or a mattress, something to protect yourself while you're in that safe place, just in case a tornado was to touch down and debris could be lofted. You want to do everything you can to protect yourself. Let's see, talking back and forth. Yes, so talking back and forth with the National Weather Service here, we do have new information. I'm talking back and forth with the meteorologists there, and it does appear, as I mentioned and showed you there, let's go back. Let's bring up debris mode here. Go back just a couple scans on the radar and show you what we were looking at just a moment ago, right there. That signature as it crossed 421 near the Speedway. Right here, this gives us the indication that things aren't alike in the atmosphere. The radar sweeps around and things aren't the same, like raindrops. And so talking back and forth with the National Weather Service, there may have been a brief tornado touchdown right here along 421 and Speedway Road. They're getting lots of reports of trees down near Moravian Falls. And so we'll be sure to keep you updated on that as well. But looking back, it does appear that a brief tornado did touch down with this storm. If that's any more reason to take shelter in Rhonda and Elkin, there you go. Now you have it. Michelle?
And Dylan, I just want to point out, as you're talking about that, I was taking a look also at the storm debris signature. Look at over Elkin right now. We may be getting some damaging winds, if not tornado on the ground there too. We had another cell that was just up to the north that looked suspicious. I was taking a look at that. We've got those rotating columns of air right now between Delaplane, Elkin, and right here in eastern Wilkes County. So we really want to make sure that you are ready for this. We've got a new tornado warning that has just come out, and we've upgraded it to confirmed. So a confirmed tornado for folks in eastern Wilkes County. And we were just talking about the Delaplane neighborhood where we had that debris signature, that correlation coefficient you've seen us use before. Right now, concerns here as we're seeing crossing 421 and then Elkin. I'm going to zoom in for a closer look so that I can see a little bit better with those street level views too for you. As we take a look, we're concerned about Elkin. We're concerned about folks in Klingman, Rhonda right now, and also the possibility that we could be getting more wind on the way and on the ground. So those wind speeds, at least in the mid levels of the storms, are just aloft in the 40 to 50 mile an hour range. But when they're concentrated and come down to the ground, as you know, we can see 60 to 70 mile an hour winds with these storms. And looking at this right now, these are the cells. It looks very messy out there. Hard to tell when we're just looking at radar, but an important point is that we've got heavy rain. These are rain-wrapped systems and tornadoes potentially that continue to move through. So we had a confirmed tornado over the Delaplane area. We're seeing that move now over the Rhonda region. It's moving north and east and between Elkin 268. So this is 268 now. It's crossed mostly just north of 421, Dylan, if I'm not mistaken, in Elkin. And he's got a little bit more information while I continue to analyze as well.
That's right, Michelle. You keep taking a look. This is an evolving situation. Talking with the National Weather Service, they just got a call from someone about a tornado on the ground in Rhonda. If the control room's listening to me back there, a tornado seen on the ground in Rhonda, moving off to the north and east towards Benham, North Elkin, and Elkin. This is going to be a close call with Elkin, okay? Maybe just to the west of town. Regardless, you need to be in your tornado safe place right now. We're talking about eastern Wilkes County and into Surry County. And in fact, now with this new information we're getting about the tornado, a new tornado warning has been issued. So the tornado is on the ground right now over Rhonda, moving toward North Elkin and Pleasant Ridge. It is on the ground. It has been seen. It is there. Need to
time-lapse camera as well. I just wanted to let you know that.
Okay. Well, Michelle, if you can get that sorted, is there any way we could show that on air?
I think so. If we can do a 3-hour time-lapse, folks, from the North Wilkesboro Town Hall, that would be very helpful for us to see that.
Right. So let's go back to radar real quick while they get that ready here. Rhonda, Elkin, Pleasant Ridge. Man, I'm telling you, this is going to be a close call. North Elkin, you need to be in your tornado safe place right now, okay? We have a tornado on the ground. This is moving toward Mountain Park. And let's go over some information here with this new tornado warning we have. Dobson, we're talking about you now. We're talking to people in southwestern Surry County now as well as this storm gets ready to move out of Wilkes and into parts of Yadkin and Surry County. Dobson, Pleasant Ridge, Mountain Park, Elkin, North Elkin, Jonesville, you need to be in your tornado safe place right now. Benham, North Elkin, let me take the graphics full screen. I'm going to call out some roads. Just get really hyper-focused here on the folks that are in the path of this storm. There's a tornado on the ground in eastern Wilkes County right now. Little Elkin Church Road, Eli Smith Road. It's about to move over right now. If you're listening to me right now, you need to be in your tornado safe place. CB Eller School Road, Brookfall Road, Pleasant Ridge Road, Murray Road. It's going to cross Highway 21, like as you're going up to Stone Mountain, Mountain Park Road. Let's see, Fax Wellborn Road, Ebenezer Church Road, Poplar Springs Road. And again, this will eventually be crossing I-77 as well toward Zephyr Road, Twin Oaks Road, and Dobson, Copeland, Blackwater, White Plains. You need to be in your tornado safe place right now. Again, this is a tornado on the ground. It's a sure thing. Someone called the National Weather Service and saw it. So this is the most the most urgency we can have. This is happening right now. There's a tornado in eastern Wilkes County. Turning on our debris mode near Benham, it does look like there is some tornado debris being lofted. So this tornado, based on debris signatures, likely touched down near the North Wilkesboro Speedway, crossed 421, moved up toward Rhonda, and is now just west of Elkin. But Elkin, let me tell you, this is close. It is just west of town. If you're in Elkin or North Elkin, Pleasant Ridge, Benham, you're in that tornado warning. You need to be in your safe place right now. This is going to be crossing out of Wilkes County and into far southwestern Surry County here fairly quickly. I hear that we have the time lapse ready from North Wilkesboro to go. So let's take a look at that and show you as this storm moves through. You see the dark clouds there. And again, the base of the clouds getting lower and lower as this storm moves through here, probably by the end of the loop, some peaks of sun, and then yes, there it goes. It moves through. There it was on the back side.
We'll slow that down for everybody later.
That may have been a funnel cloud. We'll go back and look at that for sure. I want to send things back over to Michelle. Michelle, serious situation here in North Elkin.
That's right, and we are looking at that system rolling through. You can see picking it up on our storm debris signature pretty clearly here, that pop of green that you saw, and also now north of Elkin at this hour. I want to show you what it may look like inside in that structure of the tornado. We definitely have had that on the ground in eastern areas of Wilkes County, western Yadkin County right now as it's crossing over. So you can see this bigger view here. I want to go in for a closer look until 7:45. This includes Surry and Yadkin counties for that tornado warning. We are looking, of course, at that area here for State Road, Zephyr, Mountain Park. You are all in the path of this particular storm. And some of those counties and highways, of course, that we're looking at here, Johnny Couch Road. If you're there, hopefully you're already seeking shelter. Benji Road, as we look at Com Trail, we cross it over here with Ambrose Creek Road, Douglas Town Road. We've got areas all the way up north into areas of southern Surry County impacted by this. Bircham Road as well, heading toward Jonesville. So folks here, and I'm going to put that sweep over, we'll take a closer look at your watch and warning layers here. as we can see the line now continuing to move. And this is showing us the rotation. So those big circles that you see, we know this is where the tornado warning is located, and tornado on the ground. It has been reported from areas of Delaplane earlier. As confirmed, Zephyr Mountain Park Road, Thurmond, crossing over 21 here. So just about to cross 21 at this hour. If you're in the State Road area, if you're along 77 or know folks who are traveling, please warn them if they don't already have their alerts on, and know that they may be driving into this. We're talking about Poplar Springs Road. Everyone in this zone from Elkin north as we go onto 77 impacted by the storm, and we are looking at tornadic activity confirmed on the ground near Rhonda. Tornado warnings in this zone. We've got 2 cones now, so we've added to this area. We've got another cell that we'll be watching too, I believe, Dylan, with the latest updates. We've got severe thunderstorm warnings that are also issued. So if you're not under that, these areas here and parts of Wilkes County still under those warnings. And do you want to update us with the latest that you're seeing right now?
Yeah, sure. Send it on over here, Michelle. We're still tracking that confirmed tornado in eastern Wilkes County right now, hearing some reports of damage. New scan just came in. We'll get to that in a moment. But I know we were talking about north central Wilkes County near Hayes and Trap Hill a few minutes earlier. And again, the National Weather Service agrees with us in that that circulation has weakened. And so there is no longer a tornado warning for Trap Hill or Hayes, Mulberry, or Wilkesboro, North Wilkesboro proper right now. There are still plenty of active severe thunderstorm warnings across the area here. Just really quick, let's reset, give you a wide view of things. I know it's messy. There is a lot going on. There's a lot going on out there. We still have a tornado warning off to the south, out of our television market, but near the Statesville area. If you know anyone in Iredell County or that lives near Statesville and Hickory, give them a heads up. Let them know there's a tornado warning down there as well. But here locally in our area, we're mainly concerned about Wilkes and Surry counties with that storm we've been tracking here for the past few minutes. Let's zoom on in, get a close look here at our velocity data to tell us where the circulation is. And again, we do still have a well-defined signature, and again, a confirmed tornado on the ground about to cross from Wilkes into Surry County momentarily. It's going to be crossing near State Road and North Elkin along Highway 21. You know the split where 21 splits off and 77 keeps going north? It's just north of that. It's going to cross 21 near State Road and Noah Haynes Road and cross over Mountain Park near Stone Mountain, and then move along Poplar Springs Road and cross over I-77 as well. So again, this is the storm where we have the confirmed tornado, and this is moving toward Dobson. If you're listening to me in Dobson right now, get in that tornado safe place. This tornado warning goes until 7:45, I believe. And again, storm's still moving through. Expiration time doesn't matter. We'll tell you when you're all clear. But right now, you live in Pleasant Ridge, Mountain Park, Dobson, Birch, Elkin. You need to be in your tornado safe place right now. We have a tornado warning, a tornado on the ground. It was seen. Somebody saw it near Rhonda in Wilkes County. So this is now crossing from Wilkes into Surry County. And within the next 5 minutes or so, we'll be crossing I-77 toward Dobson and towards Mount Airy as well, further on down the line. So if you're in Mount Airy right now, heads up, check the radar. Stick it with us here. Listen in. We'll be keeping you updated. This storm is moving in your direction. I want to zoom in here and give a really close look at the streets and the places and the neighborhoods that this storm is affecting. So let's take this full screen here. I'll give everyone an idea of where this is at. This circulation's crossing Highway 21 now, right on the Wilkes-Surry County line. This is near Adams Ridge Road, Old Highway 21, Noah Hayes Road, Dobbins Mill Road, near Zephyr and Stone Mountain Park, Crest Falls Lane, Poplar Springs Road, Twin Oaks Road, Melton Road. And eventually we'll be moving up towards 601 and toward Dobson. Caves Mill Road is in the path of this storm. Simpson Road, County Home Road, Philip Branch Road. Zooming out a bit more now toward Blackwater and Copeland as well. If you are on any of those streets or near any of those areas that I just called out, you need to be in your tornado safe place. This isn't something you want to mess around with. This is a confirmed tornado by the National Weather Service. We know that a tornado has touched down and is doing damage. We've gotten reports of trees down and stuff. So this is a serious deal. just crossed Highway 21, as expected. Zephyr and Mountain Park, you're up next. Okay, Crestfall Lane, Noah Haynes Road, this is moving toward you, Mountain Park Road. You know, when you're on the way to Stone Mountain from the Triad here, you head down 421 and go up 77. When you split off, this is where the circulation is. It's up on the mountain right now, moving toward Zephyr and toward I-77 and eventually toward Dobson. So this is a Surry County problem now. It is out of Wilkes County. We'll do what we can to get information on any reports of damage, what has happened there, but this continues to be a circulating system here. Tornado on the ground, as far as we're aware, in Pleasant Ridge, moving toward Mountain Park, and Zephyr toward Dobson. Let's just take a look back here at reflectivity, give you a better idea. This is a messy storm. You're not going to go outside and get a video or take a picture of this thing. It's going to be wrapped in rain. It's pouring right now in all these locations that I just called out, maybe even some small hail and gusty winds too. When you hear that freight train, it's coming. So don't try to get outside and take a picture of this, okay? This is the real deal. We've had a tornado touchdown in Wilkes County, and the same circulations moving up into Surry County now toward Dobson and eventually toward Mount Airy down the road. Give a quick look here at our storm debris signature product. I'm not seeing anything that stands out to me right now that would make me think debris is being lofted very high in the air. But regardless, you know, it only takes just a second for this to touch down and tear some stuff up. So this is the real deal here. You want to certainly be in your tornado safe place right now. This is into Surry County, moving in the general direction of Mount Airy. Let's see. Mount Airy, you're not in a tornado warning right now, but we're going to watch this storm closely as it moves off to the north and east. Now, let's put this in motion, get a better idea of where this is moving. Let's slow it down here. Yeah, this is a big time circulation here. Big time circulation that crossed 421. I'm going to send things over to Michelle in just a moment, but want to show you this path. I'll trace it with my finger. Started down here. Now it's moving up toward Mount Airy. They've trimmed the tornado warning. This is a Surry County thing only. And Michelle, we're going to have to keep a close eye on these other circulations in parts of Wilkes and Yadkin County as well. The whole storm complex is spinning, so I'll send it over to you.
That's right. I would just taking a look at that. I do think that we've got some rotation on the back edge of this, so that we'll be watching that. The cone was over areas here in Yadkin County too. It's now been lifted to the north and east, but this is rapidly moving at about 43 miles an hour to the north and east. You can see clearly here what we're concerned about. This line, as it's crossing over 77, that southern edge as you were talking about, and here's the next one. This is the one that could impact areas in Dobson. This is along 77. This is what we were worried about, that motion of wind coming toward the radar and away from the radar, and that's where we expect to see that concern for storm signature debris. And we may be getting a little bit going here west of 77. That's what we're watching for, that southern rotation too, and then watching that next tornado warning that's down to our south. We've got some really intense winds down to the south. We've had 22-mile-an-hour winds, and I'm going to reset that a little bit so that we can see that, but we're looking at winds that have been gusting 50 to 60 miles an hour, at least in straight velocities down to the south with that next cell that's coming out of Iredell County. So we want to watch that one too. Here along 77, we want you to take cover between 268 to 221. That is now moving to the north and east, so approaching southern Surry County, and areas there along 77 may be impacted by either tornado on the ground or damage as it rolled through. We're now looking at that lifting off and closer to the Dobson area. So the rotation there, watching rotation down to the south and east on that eastern edge of 77 as you were just along north of the 421 area. So watching now Surry County in the sites of the system. We zoom in for a closer look and you can see some of the roads and folks impacted. Poplar Springs Road, Mountain Park Road. You likely have just seen that cross overhead. May have had a tornado on the ground for you. We're looking at Joe Lane Mill Road and as we head north and east. So we're going to be looking carefully at this. We do know that we have had a confirmed tornado on the ground from areas of Rhonda. Reports coming in from that, and we could see it actually on our weather time-lapse video, and we'll try and slow that down for you a little later. But movement right now, this storm rapid northerly at 43 miles an hour. We're expecting Cana, Fancy Gap to potentially be impacted by the storm. Too early to tell whether this will hold together for you for a warning in your area, but we do have confirmed tornadoes in eastern Wilkes County. possibly more than one. And as this continues to move to the north and east, we have a new severe thunderstorm warning that's issued for folks that'll extend into western Stokes County, northern areas of Rockingham County, along with our tornado warning that continues, we believe, for areas here. And we're going to have Dylan just confirm that. We still are under that tornado warning for folks in areas of eastern Wilkes, southern Surrey now, and western Yadkin County. And you can see it clearly here, right along 601 as we go up a little bit farther to the north. We've got lots of warnings and watches up. Remember, you're under tornado watches too for parts of the Piedmont Triad. So this storm, as it's advancing north and jogging a little bit east, we're watching all of these cells that continue to roll in. Very concerned for folks right now, though, in northern sections of Yadkin County, as well western and southern sections of Surrey. So I wanted to send it back over to Dylan to take a closer look at some of those streets and where the storm is moving right now. Dylan?
That's right. Yeah, that's right, Michelle. Let's get a broad picture here, what we're talking about just momentarily. Again, I mean, just right before we came on the air, they issued a tornado watch for the foothills and triad of the Piedmont of North Carolina here. So this includes places like Greensboro, Lexington, High Point, Winston-Salem, as well over toward Mocksville, Wilkesboro, Yadkinville, Mount Airy. All of us in yellow boxes here are under a tornado watch until 11 o'clock. And rightfully so. Right on time, right? Storm's really starting to spin now. We have several severe thunderstorm warnings. In fact, all the way from Mount Airy to Yadkinville and down to Statesville toward the Charlotte area, this whole line of storms is severe, but the main thing we're watching would be the tornado warning for parts of southwestern Surrey County. And this thing's really moving up on Dobson right now as we speak. So Dobson, we need you to be in your tornado safe place right now. This is an interesting looking signature here. It looks a little bit spinny, doesn't it? It's kind of making an S right here. And this is right along I-77 in Surrey County, going to be moving up toward the Dobson, White Plains, and Mount Airy areas. Again, keeping a close eye on what this looks like. And yes, certainly, there is certainly some rotation right now near Pleasant Ridge and Birch, crossing I-77, moving northeast toward Dobson right now. Control room, let me know when those are ready to go. Okay, say that again for me. Asbury Court in Wilkesboro. We have some damage right now of a tree down. It looks like maybe possibly impacting some vehicles sitting right there. Again, and I'm aware we have another photo to share. And this one, again, from Wilkesboro, I believe as well, a tree down on a car in that area too. And this was likely as those storms rolled through. So again, circulation producing some damage there in the Wilkesboro area. Again, we'll continue to keep those reports coming in. Let's see. We've got some more to talk about here. This is coming right up on Dobson and Mount Airy. Mount Airy, we haven't had to talk about you a whole lot. This is coming up through Surrey County. I know you're not officially under a tornado warning right now, but this storm is not far away. It's just down 601, moving into Dobson now, moving toward Mount Airy. So if I'm in Mount Airy right now, I'm within steps of my tornado safe place as this storm moves in. Again, we've got that circulation near Dobson and Mountain Park and Ladonia right now, moving toward the Mount Airy area, toward Red Brush, White Plains, and Bottom. This is what we're looking at here. It's right along I-77 near White Dirt Road, Fisher Valley Road, Phillips Stone Trail, Tobe Hudson Road, Fisher Valley Road, and again toward Bottom. Right there where 77 and 74 come together on the west side of Mount Airy. That's where we're watching right now. Again, we do still have that tornado warning in effect, just because this whole thing seems to be spinning right now. Let's do a little loop here so we can see it. Slow things down for you just a bit. Give us a better look at this. It is clearly spinning, coming up into Mount Airy and Crooked Oak in Stokes County. Look at that. You can see the whole thing kind of spinning right there. Certainly some good rotation in there. We still have that tornado warning in effect for Dobson, Mountain Park, and this is moving toward Mount Airy and Crooked Oak. So certainly take your tornado precautions now. get to that lowest level, most interior room, away from windows. Bring something to protect yourself, your head, like a bicycle helmet or some pillows. This is the same storm that did produce damage in Wilkes County and parts of southwestern Surrey County as well, with a confirmed tornado that touched down. So this is the real deal as it moves up into the Mount Airy and Dobson area. I believe Michelle will be ready here in just a moment for some more information. Take a quick look back at these different circulations. Michelle, we've got them queued up down the line here. We've got one Surrey County, and then another one to the south near Yadkinville and down into Iredell. So we've got a long way to go. These storms are moving in.
Yeah, and just seeing a little circulation too north of that storm in Surrey County too. So we are looking at that line of building here. We've got a new warning that's coming out. We'll have Dylan talk about that here in just a moment, but we've got tornado warnings actually now extending east into parts of Forsyth County, or Yadkin County, excuse me, getting a lot closer to Forsyth County. This includes areas here for 601 Rockford. This is a tornado warning that has just been issued. We know those storms are growing in height, 40 to 50,000 feet. Dylan has the information on the latest warning, and then we'll come back and take a closer look at those streets that will be involved in Surrey and northern Yadkin counties. Taking shelter right now, good idea. Tornado warnings on the ground.
Yeah, no doubt. We've got them right now. Again, we've been talking about Dobson and Mount Airy, but this is the new one we've been watching. The next one down the line, just north of Yadkinville. It's on Boonville right now. Okay, so this thing is kind of wrapping up right on Boonville, crossing over 67 near Nebo, Boonville right now. That's the area we're watching. Let's see. Let's put get a little bit of a wider view. Generally, this one is just to the south of the other one. Near Boonville, it's going to be moving toward Rockford, crossing the Yadkin River. This is for Yadkin and Surrey and even parts of Stokes County. So off to the north of Winston-Salem, when you head up 52 toward Mount Airy, these are the areas we're talking about, okay? Ash Hill, Rockford, Shoals, Pilot Mountain, the city of Pilot Mountain, and the mountain itself, both in the path of this storm. Let me put this in motion, give us a good idea of where it is heading, give us a good trajectory here so we can make sure we are Yes, Michelle?
To chime in, we have several circulations. You can see from Cycle, Longtown Center, Rena, Birch, and then going north up along the cell line from areas of Prison Camp Road. I want folks to be seeking shelter there, and Bottom and Redbrush. And then we've been watching for that southeastern cells you talked about rolling in from Arena, Longtown, and heading toward Boonville right now. These areas are all seeing some circulation, including areas on Windsor's Crossroads and Eagle Mill. We may have more warnings coming in with that one. It's under a severe thunderstorm warning right now, but lots of circulation. Either damaging winds of 70 miles an hour or more possible, and then tornadoes also on the ground and likely spinning up here through the Boonville area and Nebo Crossing right now. It looks like 21, and we want to watch out for 268 areas there as well. We'll take a closer look at this road here too. 601, 67, excuse me, and Buckskin Trail Road, Nebo Road.
Yep. Yeah, Michelle, we'll give it right back to you here in just a moment. I've got the description pulled up for this warning. So this is the new tornado warning now for Yadkin, Surrey, and parts of Stokes County. This goes until 8:15. So a tornado warning in effect for Yadkin, Surrey, and Stokes until 8:15. This severe thunderstorm that is rotating and could produce a tornado is over Boonville right now. It's moving off to the northeast at about 35 miles per hour. So this thing is going to be rocking and rolling. It's in Boonville right now at 67 and 601, right where they intersect over town. This is moving toward Rockford, Sloan, and eventually toward Arat, the Shoals, Ash Mountain, and Pilot Mountain. Toward 52, Long Hill, and Volunteer, parts of southwestern Stokes County. I know we start talking about 52 and north of Winston-Salem. This is a pretty highly populated area out through here. But again, King is not included in this. Just make sure I'm correct on this. Rural Hall is not included. Tobaccoville is not included either. So some information there. But Rockford, Shoals, Pilot Mountain, Pine Hill, Arat, Sloan, Forbush area, it's all near you. So Boonville sits right here. there's our circulation. You see it moving off to the north and east. It'll be approaching 268 and toward the Pilot Mountain area over the next 30 minutes or so. We still have that tornado warning for parts of Surrey County near the Dobson area. That circulation seems to be weakening just a touch, but with storms like this that have pretty messy structure, these things can spin up super quickly, and so we're kind of seeing those circulations pop up down the line. And now another one to watch may be just south of Dobson, between the two, moving to the south and east of Dobson toward Mount Airy and Westfield. So we've got a lot of spin in these storms. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, but regardless, if you're in Yadkin, Surrey, or parts of far southwestern Stokes County near Volunteer, you need to be in your tornado safe place right now. And this does seem to be the area of concern. Boonville, you got to be in your tornado safe place right now. This thing is going to be moving toward Crutchfield and Rockford, crossing the Yadkin River here, momentarily toward Richmond Hill and Sloan. I believe we just have some good news here that tornado warning for parts of Surrey County near the Dobson and Mount Airy area has been expired. So that has been canceled. We're not concerned about a tornado on the ground near Dobson or Mount Airy anymore. Send things back over to Michelle. Now we're watching this new circulation in Yadkin and Surrey counties. And again, the rest of the line on down toward the Charlotte area, Michelle.
That's right. And we do have some winds to talk about. The velocity within the storm, at least, at 60-40. I just saw about 84 mile an hour winds here in that eastern zone that you've been talking about, where we're worried about this lifting out through the Forbush area, Rockford, Pine Hill. This is where we do have a tornado warning still along the 601 area to the east. Still, winds are intense back to the west, 54 mile an hour winds within those storms. Still a possibility we may see some rotation, but you're under warnings for severe thunderstorm warnings in Dobson and Mount Airy. This one is the tornado warning. This area from 601 through Pine Hill and along 74, setting up for Pilot Mountain. Folks here through Shoals and Forbush, kind of western edges of the Forbush area. As we zoom in for a closer look too, you can see Copeland included in this, Ararat, as well as Nebo. These are the zones that we're most concerned about. You can also see some shear, this gate-to-gate shear here close by one another as we're looking at those rotations, as Dylan was mentioning too. We've just seen lots of spin up and the possibility for a tornado to come down, if not some damaging straight line winds. Remember, damaging straight line winds can also be just as damaging as a tornado. So we'll be taking a look at some of those pictures too coming in. Want to show you this though here from Crutchfield through 601. We want folks to be seeking shelter here in Stony Knoll. It's racing through to the north and east, 35 to 40 miles an hour. And this here, relative to the North National Weather Service Roanoke radar, you can see between Boonville, Rockford, Copeland, these are the areas that we're worried about, the spin up and between Birch. So warnings in place right now. Want to show you some images coming into us too. We'll have more for you on that and the details on the warning, but we'll talk to Christine right now who has more information.
Yeah, Michelle and Dylan, as you've been looking at the radar to keep residents and viewers safe, viewers who are often our eyes and ears in these situations have been sending us pictures. And we want to go to some that were just sent to us from Rhonda Price out of North Wilkesboro. She's on Pettin Street, and she sent us some pictures of the damage done to her house. You can see some damage here to a car. As we scroll through these pictures, we see a lot of the typical damage that we would see with storms like this and high winds. We see trees down. And furthermore, she shows us one view and a vantage point where you can see a pool, a lot of debris tossed around, and some lines, she says, are under, power lines are down under that pool. So again, very characteristic to these storms and what you, Michelle and Dylan, have been talking about all afternoon and into the early evening hours, that when you have a storm like this, naturally you're going to have those strong winds. Naturally, you're going to have that debris tossed around. And now that this storm is no longer a Wilkes County storm, we are getting those images from viewers as to, hey, this is what's happened as it's passed through our area. So once again, we do appreciate, Rhonda, that you sent us these pictures. We know we'll be getting a lot more like this throughout the evening. Hopefully, what we see so far and what we see throughout the evening is just damage to structures and things and not people? Because at this point, we don't have any reports of injuries, which is certainly good news and what we hope will continue throughout the evening. Want to go back now to Michelle and Dylan. And I know you guys were talking about this storm moving quickly and no longer it being a Wilkes County situation. So what areas are in danger now?
That's right, Christine. This is a Surry County problem. It's moving into, it's just passed over Boonville, and it's moving in to Surry County, southeastern Surry County, toward Ararat and Pilot Mountain, Rockford, Shoals, Pine Hill. Here momentarily, I'll bring back in meteorologist Michelle Kennedy. I know she's got some good information to share here. Copeland, Rockford, River, Sloan Road, Sloan, Pine Hill, 268, and up toward Pilot Mountain. This is where that circulation is moving right now, toward Volunteer and toward Highway 52. So you see it come up through Yadkin County here, cross over Boonville, and now Rockford up to Pine Hill and Pilot Mountain. That's the direction it's moving. This is our only tornado warning. Right now, it goes until 8:15 p.m., if I believe I'm correct there. But we're also watching some more circulations all the way down the line. Remember, we're looking for the reds and greens close together here, signaling some rotation in these storms. And we've got circulation here and here and here. And so lined up down the line, these storms are going to be with us for the next couple of hours in time here. So I'm going to send things back over to Michelle. She's got some more for us.
Yeah, as you were talking about earlier, too, the showers and the thunderstorms that are continuing to roll in, along with our debris signatures. You can see one actually near the Shoals area. Unclear whether we've had damaging straight line winds as well, but looking at that tornado warning, this is in line for what we would expect and crossing over now toward the Volunteer area. Notice we're on our 920-foot scan, so this is a really good representation of what may be on the lower levels, and seeing that debris here right near a 52 as it's crossing over toward Pilot Mountain gives us a good indication that our first warning radar is really helping share valid information and very important information. For folks at Pilot Mountain, hopefully you've been seeking shelter between there and that warning area extending just into that southeastern sections of the Stokes County area. Surry County is included in this too here from Ash Hill south, and watching this race off to the north and east right now. And of course those winds have been intense, and as we take a closer look too, I'll try another query here for us as well to see what we've got. We're looking at Shoals, Pine Hall, these areas here, expecting to see more wind for us too. We'll do a wind query as well, and let's see if we can get some new data to come up for us right there. We're looking between Pine Hill and Pilot Mountain area as well, noticing that we've got just intense winds with this storm, anywhere from about 60 to 80 miles an hour in this zone. So we are continuing to look at lots of active weather from King through Shoals and Pilot Mountain through Pine Hill at this hour. And we notice that we certainly have Forbush folks up in King and along 52 Westfield may be impacted by the storm, but not currently in the warning. We are watching for those winds and rain to continue to bring in that threat of also branches coming down, sporadic power outages, if not several thousand people maybe without power. We'll be watching and checking that too to see where folks are dealing with the power outages. You see these indications here. This is where we may be having hail falling from the storm, either small to large size hail possible with these storms as we've seen them grow to about 40,000 feet, if not a little bit higher with those storm tops. So lots of good updrafts going into these storms. And as you know, the good downdrafts coming down as those rotating columns of air may be bringing in a tornado. Tornado warning for folks in Rockford through Pine Hill through Pilot Mountain. We'll see if this will be updated more. But watching, Dylan, these tracks of several circulations, it sounds like we've got a new warning about to come in. From here between Nebo and Rockford, we've got a severe thunderstorm warning that's just been issued, and until 8:15, we've got Stokes, Surry, and Yadkin counties under that tornado warning until 8:15. We'll let you know if that is updated. This area here between Copeland and north through Ararat, starting to take on more of a straight line wind signature. You see how it's elongated here, and that's a sign for us. But here between Nebo, Rockford and Copeland along 601 and heading out toward 268, those are the areas that still have some indication that we may be dealing with tornadoes on the ground. So Dylan, any new information with the last warning that's just come up?
Right, yeah, that's just popped up now. It is a severe thunderstorm warning for, Forsyth and Davidson County until, get the information popped up here, until 8:30. So a severe thunderstorm warning for Forsyth and Davidson County until 8 let's see, until 8:30 this evening. Let's turn our attention back up here to the storm in Surrey County and moving toward the Pine Hill and Pilot Mountain Ararat area. I'm afraid by the way things are looking and this signature that I'm seeing on radar, it may be about to wrap up again, and the rotation may be about to tighten and possibly produce a tornado near Pine Hill and near Pilot Mountain. Not saying this will for sure happen, but the way things look, this circulation's been cycling just a tad. And Michelle noted just very well, up toward Dobson and Pilot Mountain, that's more of a straight line wind risk. But here to the south, on the southern end of this storm, you see there's a bit of a hook, and we call this a weak echo region, where the circulation is at now, moving up toward Pine Hill and Ararat. In Surrey County, there may be a tornado about to touch down right now along 268 and toward Pilot Mountain as well. So let me switch this to our wind mode and get a really good look at what's happening right now to kind of see. It helps sometimes for us to look at the kind of evolution of how this circulation is evolved. And yes, I do believe that this circulation has tightened just a bit. Now, in far southern Surrey County, north of Sloan, north of Rockford, near Anderson Road, River Sloan Road, near Copeland and Pine Hill, the circulation's tightening. Again, a tornado warning continues for these locations. This is southeastern Surrey County, right along 268, near Copeland, Pine Hill, Blackwater, Long Hill, and eventually toward the Pilot Mountain area. So, yes, this thing, it looks like it's moving, really going to kind of split the hairs between Pilot Mountain and Ararat. If you're in southeastern Surrey County right now, you have a tornado warning until 8:15, and you need to be in your tornado safe place. This is a pretty nasty looking storm on radar. I'm looking at it on my phone as well as looking at it here on our reflectivity, and it does look like this storm is trying to wrap up again near Copeland on 268 in Surrey County, moving toward Ararat. So if you're in Copeland, Pine Hill, you live along 268, or you're in Ararat, you need to be in your tornado safe place right now. We may have a tornado in the development stages right now. You can kind of see, I know you may have heard, look for a hook, and that means that there's a tornado coming. Well, not always the case, but certainly in a situation like this, it would be a helpful hint that this storm is spinning. And indeed, we do have a signature in here that makes me believe this storm may be tightening up near Copeland and Pine Hill on 268, just west of Pilot Mountain. You go past Pilot Mountain on 52, and you get off on that next exit where they just redid the overpass. New scan coming in there, and you head down 268 and cross over the Ararat River. This is where this is at, near Copeland. And so we do have a fairly tight circulation here just south of 268 on Romney Brown Road near Pine Hill, about to cross 268 and moving up toward Ararat. So if you live in this area, you need to be in your tornado safe place. This may very well be a tornado developing as we speak right now. Keeping a close eye on things here. 268, call out some roads here. Pratt Road, Moser Road, Eldora Road, Stanford Church Road, Miller Gap Road. Off to the north toward Turkey Ford and Blackwater and Ararat, Bryant Mill Road, Little Mountain Church Road. Cahill Church Road, toward Long Hill, Rosemary Lane, Dobson Mill Road, Grants Home Trail, the Jolo Winery Lane, Jim McKinney Road, Pilot Power Road, and again, toward Volunteer and Pilot Mountain. This is going to be close here. I expect it to cross here very close to Pine Hill, the circulation, move up toward Ararat Road and Ararat, Blackwater, and then near Long Hill. It does appear that this signature is tightening just a little bit. Michelle's got some more information here for us. I'm going to keep an eye on things over here. Michelle, what you got for us?
Well, taking a look at that, the debris circulation too, you can see the showers, the thunderstorms lining up nicely, but as we take a closer look at those debris circulations, this is giving us an indication, as you mentioned, Copeland area we're concerned about here. We're looking at our 920-foot scan. You can see clearly on that eastern edge of the tornado warning, this is up in northern sections of Yadkin County, southern sections of Surrey County, heading out toward the Pilot Mountain and Pilot Knob area in particular, seeing some indications that we do have some debris signatures. So something picked up here, possibly trees or other damage out through the Pilot Knob Park Road. We want you to take shelter there. Old Winston Road, Volunteer as well, Pilot Mountain along 52. So those are some of the locations. But as we zoom out for a wider view, as you mentioned, this area may be dealing also with possible tornadoes on the ground from 601 through the Copeland area. Some signatures have been popping up within the last few minutes in this zone. So along 601 through the Briar Creek Church Road, Stony Knoll, heading out to our Double Creek Road, we want you to be seeking shelter. Simpson Mill Road, up through Blackwater, and as we head through Copeland, these are the zones that we're most concerned about with possible tornadoes on the ground at this hour. We have intense winds with this too, 54-mile-an-hour winds to 45 down to the south, and let's see if I can get this to work here to bring you in some great new wind information. This is just straight velocity, so we know that we've got lots of wind to work with, 64-mile-an-hour winds just now for folks out in the Shoals area toward King. These are the zones 62 miles an hour, so we know at least aloft in the storm, the winds are producing some intense speeds, and with that speed, as it comes down to the ground, if those columns of air rotate, drop in the tornado warnings, and then we could be looking easily between 60 to 80 miles an hour. But we'll be watching for those damage debris reports to come in to give us a better idea, of course, of what type and intensity of tornado. That's always after the fact once we see the debris on the ground and damage. Rockford through Pine Hill, these folks here under that tornado warning. Copeland is the area we're worried about, also through Shoals and up through Pilot Mountain, Pilot Knob area, maybe crossing you. It looks like it's already crossed 52. Is that still what you're seeing as well, Dylan? Because what I'm looking at now is some of the circulation trying to tighten, as you mentioned, and then others starting to lessen in intensity.
Right. I think Michelle, it's a little bit messy, especially with our location here in Surrey County with perspective to the Roanoke, Virginia radar site. But it does, to me, appear that our circulation is mainly crossed 268 now in Surrey County. It's near Blackwater, Pine Hill, and Ararat, moving toward Long Hill in 52. Pilot Mountain, you need to be in your tornado safe place as well. This is going to be a close call for you. We still have that tornado warning. And with these multiple circulations within this line, it's certainly possible where something could quickly spin up from the county line in the Yadkin River near the Shoals up to 268 and toward Ararat and Mount Airy as well. So this is moving off to the north and east. Ararat, tornado safe place. Copeland, Pine Hill, tornado safe place as well. Toward Pilot Mountain. Pilot Mountain State Park, Pilot Mountain the town, yes, all of them need to be in your tornado safe place. Let's zoom in, keeping a close eye on things here, looking for tornado debris possibly being lofted. It doesn't look like at the moment we have any of that. Of course, Michelle had a great look from our first warning radar in high point of this data that maybe we saw some debris from this circulation being lofted by maybe a brief tornado touchdown. But right now, from our Roanoke, Virginia radar site, it doesn't look like we have any debris currently being lofted. So I'm hesitant to say that there's a tornado on the ground, but certainly by this rotational signature we see right here, likely along 278 near Ash Hill, Long Hill, and Ararat, we've got the clouds skirting across the treetops, right? These are some really low spinning clouds moving through that could produce or drop a tornado very, very quickly. So you need to be in your tornado safe place from Pilot Mountain up 52 toward Long Hill, Ararat, Ash Hill, Pine Hill, and along 268 as well. This is where we're watching. New scan just came in. Let's take a look at how things look on the radar. This is moving toward Long Hill, Blackwater, and Ararat right now. Those are the main locations that we're concerned about. Briefly looking back out to the south just a bit. I know this is a bit, excuse me, a bit messy, but we do have severe thunderstorm warnings as well for parts of Surrey County and into Stokes County, and as well into Forsyth and Davidson counties, even Davie and Yadkin. So lots of severe thunderstorm warnings with this system. system as it moves through. There may not be a tornado on the ground in one particular location, but regardless, up and down this line that's about to move into the triad, we've got those damaging wind gusts, or at least the potential for some 60, maybe 70 mile per hour wind gusts. This system is certainly packing a punch. And let's reset here and just give you a quick, a brief overview of kind of the situation right now. These are our tornado alerts. This is what we're keeping the closest eye on right now. You see the yellow counties, the boxes. That is a tornado watch until 11 o'clock. This means that in this area, really in the Piedmont Triad area, conditions are favorable for tornadoes to develop. And we've seen that. We've had the tornado warning. So great move here, issuing that tornado watch. But this includes places like Danville, Martinsville, Galax, up into Virginia. Now to Reedsville, Greensboro, High Point, Lexington, Winston-Salem, Danbury, Mount Airy, Yadkinville, North Wilkesboro, and even Mocksville as well, surrounding areas. This goes until 11 o'clock, so we'll be on guard here. It is 8:04. Wow, the time really flies by. It's already 8:04. The storm system's moving through, and really in the next couple of hours, it will continue to move across the triad toward Greensboro, Winston-Salem, Asheboro, and Burlington, with the potential for damaging wind gusts and possibly a brief spin-up tornado, as we've already seen in Wilkes County earlier on today. So right now, you see the only red box we have is for a small portion of Surry County. That goes for about the next 10 minutes or so. That is a tornado warning because of a storm that is rotating in that part of the county. It's moving towards Pilot Mountain, Pine Hill, Ararat, Long Hill, up Highway 52 right there in that area. Just as you get out of Forsyth County, up Highway 52 toward Pilot Mountain, that's the area where we're seeing that storm right now with the concern of possibly producing a tornado. So let's reset, give you an idea of what we're tracking across the area right now. Looking at this storm in Surry County, right now it is moving up toward Pilot Mountain pretty quickly. Within the next couple of minutes, it's right there on moving into Long Hill and Pilot Mountain, about to be crossing Highway 52. So looking at debris, not seeing anything where I would expect a tornado to be on the ground doing damage, which is some good news there. But this storm certainly moving off to the north and east, and will be packing a punch all the way up into parts of even Stokes County toward Aaron's Corner, Brown Mountain, the Dan River Shores area, Volunteer, Westfield. And again, we do still have that tornado warning for parts of Surry County, really along Highway 52 at Black Mountain, Pilot Knob, Park Road, right around Pilot Mountain, and the town of Pilot Mountain as well, the mountain and the city, both right around there in parts of eastern Surry County. That warning continues for just a few more minutes here. Michelle, looks like we mainly have severe thunderstorm warnings right now for the rest of the line, but I just heard a new warning was issued. That is going to be a severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Patrick County, Virginia. So right now we only have the one tornado warning. I'll send it over for you. What you got?
Yeah, we are talking about those showers and thunderstorms. And I also wanted to take a quick look, not only for the tornado warning that it may be dropping just in the next few minutes between Pine Hill and Pilot Mountain. This is along 74. That's where it's approaching right now. Hail also with these storms. And I want to show you, too, if we can, a tighter view, too, of what we're dealing with for folks down to the south and west with some of the storm reports that are coming in. It has been a very messy system, but lots of spin-ups. And even if you have not seen a tornado on the ground, you may have had some straight-line wind damage already. And that includes for those severe thunderstorm warnings that are moving east through the triad right now. We've got Rockford, areas of Mount Airy still under that warning. You can see it here. It includes Rockford, Ash Hill. This is a warning box for where that tornado warning may threaten folks, and that extends just out to the west of Volunteer right now. We've got those debris signatures that have been pretty impressive out through the Pilot Mountain and Pilot Knob area. So we'll be watching for that. Still, it's moving off to the north and east right now, but about to cross along 52 here. So still folks in those zones need to be seeking shelter. We do not see a major action back to the west right now that has started to clear. But I want to take a closer look if we can and see if we've got that information for our storm reports and what we're seeing so far coming in. A lot of times it does take a little bit longer too to see those storm reports coming in. We've We've already had a report in Rhonda, confirmed tornado out there, and viewers sharing video and photos. We also have a video from our time-lapse camera in northern Wilkes County. But watching still circulations here between Holly Springs Road 52 and as we go through Toms Creek Church Road in Westfield. So this is where we have that tornado warning still in place. And I think Dylan's going to update us and let us know if anything has been dropped. But the wind fields are still broad and intense, even though we're talking about the storms maybe winding down in a few spots. We still have severe thunderstorm warnings up for many across parts of the Piedmont Triad. And you can see that area indicated in the orange. This extends into western to central sections of Forsyth County, down through Arcadia and uptown Lexington, back into Mocksville. Lots of heavy rain coming down with these two, and some large to small hail. Dylan, you want to give us an update for what the latest is right now?
Yeah, for sure. This line certainly packing a punch. As expected, it really started to ramp up as it moved into the foothills and now approaching parts of the Piedmont Triad as well. In fact, more warnings continuing to be issued, but for right now, it looks like we only have that one tornado warning for parts of far eastern Surry County. This is that red box right here, and the storm is moving out of the tornado warning area right now as we speak. It's just on the edge. So I imagine the National Weather Service will make a decision whether or not they reissue another warning for parts of Stokes County, or if they issue a severe thunderstorm warning with this. We'll have an update for you here very shortly on that. But regardless, there is a severe thunderstorm warning for everyone if the storms are moving through. Patrick County, Virginia, Stokes County, into Forsyth and Davidson County as well. These storms are moving in, packing a punch with some gusty winds to maybe even 60 miles per hour. Lots of heavy rain, thunder, and lightning too. The good news is these storms have been moving pretty slow. So now, for the most part, we've gotten folks home, and the evening commute has ended. So it's some good news there. But certainly these storms packing a punch. This line continuing all the way down from now moving into Stuart, Westfield, into the Pilot Mountain area as well. It's moving through East Bend, Louisville, right along the Yadkin River down toward Mocksville and Tyro into Davidson County as well. So Winston-Salem, King, Roll Hall, Danbury, Lexington, you're up next. This is moving in our direction. It'll continue to move east across the Triad. The good news is we're keeping a close eye on things, not completely right now seeing all of these rotational signatures like we were earlier. The line still certainly has some spots to keep our eye on, but for right now, it does look like things are trending better. We did have that area of rotation near Pilot Mountain, but again, that continues to look just a bit weaker as it moves up toward the Westfield and Hart's Store area. So looking at things here, let's put it in motion, get an idea of how it's moving. This is moving off to the east and northeast. Slow things down for you here so it doesn't give you a headache. Moving into the Triad, we just have that one tornado warning that will be going for the next 4 minutes or so. Once that storm moves out, the warning will likely be allowed to expire. But again, the main concern for us now will be turning to damaging wind gusts of maybe 60 miles per hour as this line continues moving off to the east into the Winston-Salem, Lexington, and really Triad area. Michelle?
Thanks, Dylan. Yeah, very great comprehensive information for us as we still watch those severe thunderstorm warnings. Lots of lightning with these storms here. We've had some hail coming down, and I want to show you as we look into the storm right now with these winds from Chestnut Grove through Volunteer, it does look like it has less rotational signatures for us that we would say, yes, there's tornado on the ground. But we are still seeing spin-ups in this line, and we want to caution you that we may still have a warning issued, even though it looks like this particular thunderstorm cell has quieted down. We're watching back to the west too, Huntsville through Louisville area, and noticing we may have some strong downdrafts on the back edge of those storms. Just seeing that scan just drop out briefly, but we'll see that come back up. We've got those winds anywhere from 55 to near 60 miles an hour, at least aloft in the storm. And when those come down and are concentrated in one area, we may see those straight line wind concerns and damage coming to trees, homes, property. So that's a big concern for us right now. That tornado warning should be dropped here in just a few minutes, but we're watching that line still with heavy rain and the possibility of small hail signatures coming in here near the Redland area and back toward Clemens. So any signatures that might also show us some rotation, if there's a reorganization with some of these lines, that's what we want to watch for now, even though we've started to see some improvement. I am still concerned a little bit shoals here. This could be just outflow from that line, Dylan, but I do want to watch. That's looking like circulation to us here just north of the East Bend area too. So noticing that we've got those 58-mile-an-hour wind fields still aloft from the Mountain Park area too. And we'll be watching for some of those storm reports to come in soon. Of course, a lot of folks have not been able to get out and see what is on the ground. And it's going to take us a while to figure out what kind of tornado rolled through eastern Wilkes County. Likely a lower end tornado, but still producing a lot of damage potentially. Tornado warning until 8:15 for Surry County. Dylan, is that a new update that you're just seeing?
That I've got just some brief information here. I'll send it back over to you in just a moment. But looking at the National Weather Service chat here, I know things as far as tornadic circulations beginning to wind down just a touch. Some good news. We're keeping a close eye on things. The National Weather Service talking about that tornado warning we had earlier in Wilkes County near the Rhonda area. It's going to take a while for us to get these damage reports in, but they're gathering details about the damage in Wilkes County. They know of at least 2 roofs that have been taken off of structures, and there are several trees blown down in the eastern Surry County area. So this goes without saying here. Because we're saying this and you've been hearing about maybe there's some damage or a tornado happened, don't go out there. Don't go out there and get in folks' way. There's fire department, police officers, law enforcement. They're trying to get in, make sure everyone's okay. Trees are down, power lines could be down. Just stay away. We'll bring you all the information, all the pictures so you can see it later on. Stay out of this area in eastern Wilkes County where we had a tornado touchdown. But it does appear that there is at least some fairly significant damage to a couple of homes in that area, at least 2 roofs taken off structures confirmed by the National Weather Service. And they do confirm that they'll likely have a survey team out in Wilkes County tomorrow, which is basically a team of meteorologists from the National Weather Service that go out to where possible tornado damage has happened and they survey it to see how big the tornado was, how strong it was. And so they do confirm that they'll likely be out there tomorrow taking a look at things, and of course that's just more information for us to pass along with you when the storms have moved out and the time is right. But for now, Michelle, it does look like, and correct me if I'm wrong, this tornado warning may have been let go for our Surry County storm?
That's right. It looks like we've just seen that drop off, but we still have concerns for these severe thunderstorms that are lining up still to the south. And I just want to make a quick mention before we wrap up with Christian Cruz at the news desk. We've got northeasterly movement at about 48 miles an hour with this storm. Still a possibility we may get isolated tornadoes. Notice we've got that tornado watch still in effect for areas including Greensboro, Winston-Salem, Reedsville. These areas here may see more warnings coming up. We expect the system to affect Arcadia around 8:40, watching several cells still lined up, and we'll keep you updated as the night warrants. And of course, thank you for joining us as we've had tornado warning coverage since earlier this evening as things developed in Wilkes County and continue to move toward the Surry County area with more severe thunderstorms. Christine?